professional often means playing it cool, John Force stands out from the crowd, a man whose emotions seem to just gush out of it.
You want some good news?
Yeah.
Lane choice with a 561 over Bernstein.
You need that over Bernstein. I want to say something. A lot of people are back in this race car, and she loses a lot. We know that. She runs quick, and she loses. Me and Coil, we fight and wrestle weekly. But I tell you something, people don't know what it takes to be champion. We may lose the next one, we may not. But right now, what we've been trying for the last month is finally starting to work. Even was starting to worry Coil.
Excitable, demonstrative, vivacious, a John Force interview after a win is as thrilling as the race itself.
John Force, a final round. You're headed there with 557.
57. It's about time. We've as you know, the red cars beat us up so many times, and it hurts. It hurts after a race to, in all sincerity, lay in bed sick, and it hurts. And this time, don't care what happens in the final. We don't have to go to bed hurting or disbelieving in this team. We've all done well. I get sidetracked a lot in my interviews, and sometimes I've heard your people at Diamond P say so many times, well, I heard it, but we don't know what he said. Well, I don't know what I said. I have to go back and watch the interviews, and I laugh at myself because sometimes I can't believe, why would I say that? Where did that come from? My wife sits there, gets up, and gets coffee because she says, you embarrass me. Sitting here in our own house watching TV, she says the things that you say.
There's something about John Force's career that's reminiscent of a country western ballad. A former truck driver who headed down under to Australia so he could race funny cars. Force is a kind of blue-collar working man success story.
You know, I was driving a truck and picking up National Dragster and reading it and wishing to God I could be part of that, and I finally am part of it, and I think I have a fear of losing it and having to go back, and I think that's why I work so hard.
Force is currently one of the hottest drivers going in funny car racing, but his first few years as a driver were a tale of hard luck. Force seems to do things in a big way, and his bad luck was no exception.
Safety equipment. What would you do without it?
Hey, my bad. What could you do?
When we saw the white smoke, that's when the fire bottles hit, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Save me. I love it.
Despite his streaks of bad luck, John Force has had success in drag racing, including finishing in the Winston top 10 for 3 straight years. But between 1979 and 1987, Force compiled one of the least enviable records in funny car racing. 9 straight final round appearances without a national event win. Despite the streak, or maybe in spite of it, Force never gave up trying to win his first big national event. When Force met Ed McCulloch in the finals of the 1987 NHRA Grand Nationals, he was determined to overcome his final round jinx. Two months later, Force was in the finals of the Big Bud Shootout, the special funny car race held in conjunction with the U.S. Nationals.
Never thinking $50,000 in the Bud Shootout. I got out at the other end and I was looking at the start line, hoping to God nobody was going to say I red lighted or I crossed the outside line, because I think I would have had a heart attack if they would have told me that.
Part of the credit for John Force's success over the past few years belongs to his crew chief, Austin Coil. They teamed up in 1985, but it was not until 1987 that the two reached their full potential as a team. Coil's career as an engine tuner dates back to the heyday of funny car racing, when he was part of the famed Chi-Town Hustler. In 1982 and 83, on a shoestring budget, Coil, with Frank Hawley driving, stunned the racing world by winning back-to-back Winston championships.
10, 15 years ago, a guy could be a top dog and maybe only spend $100,000 a year. So it's really escalated in cost over the years. Our operation goes through close to $1 million a year. We haven't quite hit that figure yet, but in that neighborhood. these cars are so complex now compared to what they were before, and the maintenance of all these systems is so great that whereas you used to frequently see a team with perhaps a driver and a crew chief and one other crewman, and now, you know, almost all the teams are 6-7 people, and judging from what we've been doing lately, we think there ought to be a couple more so these guys could have some time off.
The recent successes of Force and Coil point out the importance of the driver-crew chief relationship, the critical link in the team concept of funny car racing.
It's really funny because my crew chief, Austin Coil, I mean, he run the Chi-Town Hustler. They were world champ for years, and when he came over here, it actually aggravates him sometimes that right before a round we'll be in the middle of discussing something, and all of a sudden a kid will yell, "Forrest, can I have a signature?" and I'll walk away. And it makes him mad, and one day he come out to the ropes and he said, "Forrest, if I get in line for an autograph, do you think we can talk?" And it kind of became a joke with us, but the truth is, of all the things that we go through, I know what the car needs. I know what I need to do as a driver. He tells me the way he sets it up, how he wants me to drive it, and that's all I need to know basically, and not a whole lot of thought goes into it.
In the words of my girlfriend, you don't work for John, you guys are married. We get along pretty good. We have our differences of opinion, of course, which is just good, healthy competition. The driver-crew chief situation, the way it is right now, it's really important that the two have a lot of faith in each other, because we're in an era now where we see continual development on a week-to-week basis, and you know, when you're trying new things and trying to develop new deals, that the faith in one another, whether things are going right or not, to keep on and do your best and work out your deals is a real important factor.
No matter how close a driver and crew chief, there will always be times, as in any good marriage, when the temptation to point fingers comes up. But like a good marriage, if a driver and crew chief are to succeed, they have to overcome the desire to blame and be willing to accept, even joke about, the miscues.
I should have stayed with the regular game plan. The car's been fast all day. I mean, Austin's had it right on, and my shot came, and I really thought when I cut it, I seen the red. I was dead, but I thought I was doing a hell of a job till I seen that red, and then it kind of fell apart.
Well, we figured we got the computer fixed now, and it won't red light at this race. We go to every race knowing we're supposed to do well, and of course, what makes a person, you know, the most nervous and tense about all of that is if you feel you can win this race, if you don't do anything wrong, well, that puts all of us under the gun, the driver, the tuner, all the guys on the crew. You know that if you do your very best, you can be in the winner's circle.
Austin Coil and John Force have traveled a long road to reach the top of funny car racing, to be among the elite. Their racing marriage, driver and crew chief, gives them the support to work through the nervous times being at the top brings, to return again and again to the winner's circle.
Congratulations, John.
Is that good?
Oh, perfect. Everybody expected you to smoke the tires. It was the other way around.
Diamond P wasn't there at Montreal. They're finally here, thank God. Somebody's here to save me.
That's right.
It's really amazing. Driving these race cars is something, and I did the dry, and Coil looked in and said, "We're in trouble, buddy, and all that's left is the dashboard. Can you believe planning on a dashboard to win a race?" And I flipped a few buttons, and that old heap worked. I can't believe it.